Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. We're so grateful and humbled to be with you tonight. We do feel at home, as Dr. Adelson said. We always do with our Jewish friends and our allies. And we are so just grateful to be here. I know you've had a long night, and I don't want to speak long, but I want you to hear from me and hear from my heart. This is a deep conviction that we have. And I want to thank Elise for the kind introduction, and Mort and Rena and everyone and all of you. It's just a tremendous honor to be invited here tonight and to receive this award, the Dr. Miriam and Sheldon Adelson Defender of Israel Award. It means so much to us. It's kind of a surreal thing for me to be in this position and to be with you tonight and to be receiving this honor. My wife Kelly and I have made multiple trips to Israel. We love Israel. I've been invited, yes. We have developed lifelong, dear friendships there, relationships there in Israel. And every time I return, I'm reminded of our solemn commitment to one another, our nations, and how a strong U.S.-Israel relationship is good for the entire world. It's something that we must maintain. See, our two countries are bound together by our shared values and our deep religious convictions, of course. It's the Judeo-Christian foundation that built America. And this is one of the reasons why our nation and Israel have been able to enjoy such harmony and friendship over the years. It's critically important to us for many reasons, not just because of diplomacy and international relations and all the things that bind us to our other allies around the world, but because for so many of us, this is also a matter of faith. And today, we are heartbroken. We are shocked that our Jewish friends are facing an unprecedented level of attacks and persecution, and not since the World War II era have we seen what we're seeing now. This truly, in Israel, what's happened with Hamas and the terrorists, the brutal attacks on the people there, the unspeakable evil that's been suffered, it's difficult to describe. In Congress, I arranged to have a screening of the video, the horrific 49-minute video that many of you have seen. Yes, and we brought the Republican and Democrat members of the House into an auditorium and played that shocking film. And I would tell you that you could have heard a pin drop in that auditorium. And there was sobbing. The only sound that you could hear was our colleagues mourning what they were seeing, sobbing, crying, and many had to get up and walk out of the theater. And I have to confess to you that I was one of them. I could not sit through the horror that we were viewing. But it's the unspeakable evil that our friends are facing in Israel, and even now here shamefully in our own country. But because, as I said in my speech at the March for Israel on the National Mall, it is unacceptable for Jewish businesses to face violence and vandalism and threats. It is unacceptable, yes. It's unacceptable for universities to allow Hamas apologists to assault and accost Jewish students on campus. It is unacceptable for any political leader in this nation to give credence to dangerous anti-Semitic rhetoric. I want to tell you how frustrating and disheartening that last point is to all of us. There are members of the United States Congress who routinely now spout Hamas propaganda in talking points. You all see it. Of course, these individuals have a right to free speech. We understand that, and ultimately they have to answer to their voters in every 2 years. But the problem is that in using the rhetoric of genocidal terrorists, they are giving political cover and adding legitimacy to these ideas. We should not stand for that. This phrase that they repeat, from the river to the sea, is, of course, we all know, an explicit call for the eradication of Israel. But it's become popular with activists and sadly young people now, many of those whose hatred for Israel is tragically the byproduct of social media misinformation. And they simply don't know what it is they're talking about, obviously. All of this is why we must continue to boldly declare our support for Israel and the Jewish people across the world, and continue to educate others on the threats that the Jewish people face every single day. We must counter their bigotry and hatred with the power of love and prayer, and we must meet them with force when necessary, and it's necessary right now. I want you to hear from me, from the Speaker of the House, that in Congress we will continue to support our dear friend and ally. We have already passed bipartisan aid package out of the House that you heard about. We understood that Israel's right to exist is under threat, and we acted swiftly right out of the blocks as soon as I had the gavel to pass a standalone bill that met their needs and reflected the urgency of the moment. We will continue to thank you. We will continue to pressure the Senate and the White House to follow suit and to pass this critical aid because the timing is urgent. I've spoken to Prime Minister Netanyahu myself. I've spoken to the Israeli Defense Minister. I've spoken to our ambassadors and Herzog. I've spoken to my counterpart there, Speaker Ohana, in the Knesset. And I'm honored to tell you that he's invited me to come and address the Knesset, and I intend to do that as soon as possible. And I will tell you this, we will stand with Israel until this conflict is resolved. And I think all of us know what it will take to resolve this conflict. We welcome the return of the hostages from captivity in Gaza, of course, and we will not yield until every hostage is returned safely and the threats against Israel cease to exist. That's right. That's our commitment. It is truly a great honor for us to be with you tonight, for me to receive this award, to hear the kind words from Dr. Adelson, and to have the encouragement and support of all of you. We are in a battle, as the Prime Minister said, of good versus evil, of light versus darkness, of civilization versus barbarism. We cannot say that clearly or more often enough. The people of this country need to understand what's at stake. We do. Your leaders and your friends in Congress understand it, and we stand with you arm in arm, and we will do this until the end. God bless you, God bless Israel, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Isn't this beautiful? Thank you. Back up here, so, oh, let's come up here. Let's come up here.
My daughter wants to take me a picture of us.
Of course, thank you. You should be proud. Thank you, thank you. Hey, good to see you, brother. Thank you. It was awesome.
It was a blessing to have you.
This is amazing.
And you know, as you heard my birthday, I said they say happy birthday to you guys. Isn't that funny?
I know. I didn't want to disturb the birthday party. It was great.